Ever feel like you're just constantly chasing down every single project you can find in UK construction?
Yeah.
Like just hoping anything will come through and keep things moving.
It's a tough market, that's for sure.
It really is. But what if there was a way to kind of flip that? What if instead of just scrambling for whatever's out there, you could actually like pick and choose the best projects for you and, actually have an idea of what your revenue is going to look like months down the line?
Well, that's where having a really strong sales pipeline can really make all the difference. It can be a real game changer.
So that's what we're diving into today. We've got our hands on this guide, Mastering Your Construction Sales Pipeline, Effective Management for Increased Success.
Yeah, think of this as your cheat sheet for building a pipeline that's, as strong and as efficient as can be, especially in this market.
And it's more than just keeping track of bids, right?
Oh, absolutely. It's so much more than that. It's about having a system, a strategic command center.
So we're not just talking spreadsheets here.
No, no, not at all. Think of it this way. You're not going to start building a skyscraper by, just pouring a bunch of concrete and hoping for the best.
Right.
You've got to have blueprints. You need detailed plans. You've got to understand each phase of the project from the ground up.
Okay, I like that analogy. So how does that kind of translate into, a sales pipeline, but specifically for us in the construction world?
So each stage of the pipeline, think of that like a critical phase in, like a large-scale construction project.
Hmm.
And it starts with finding those right opportunities. Kind of like, when you're surveying in the land, getting all the permits, that sort of thing. And that's your lead generation phase.
So not just chasing every single lead that comes your way,
Mm.
but really, really focusing on the ones that actually make sense for you.
Exactly. And then from there, it's about, qualifying those leads, just like you would do a feasibility study to make sure a project is viable. You're figuring out, okay, are these serious clients or are they just kind of, testing the waters? So once you've got those qualified leads, then it's like, okay, time to craft a proposal, right? But it's not just like throwing some numbers on a page.
Right, right.
It's got to be way more than that. Think of it more like, when you're presenting like detailed architectural renderings, maybe even a 3D model to a client.
Okay, yeah. Showing them the vision.
Exactly. You're showcasing your vision, your expertise. And this is really where, your understanding of the UK construction scene, like that's really key here.
Yeah, you're not just some outsider coming in. You understand the lay of the land.
Exactly. You get it. You understand the permits. You know the regulations, all those specific challenges that come with this market. And you can like weave all those insights into your proposal.
So it's less about just, here's the price, and more about, here's why you should trust us to bring this vision to life.
Exactly. You're building confidence, not just presenting a price tag.
I like that.
And then comes the negotiation phase.
Hmm.
So you've laid all this groundwork, you've presented this amazing case, and now negotiation, it's almost like it's less like a tug of war at this point and more like a collaborative thing.
Because you've already addressed so many of the things that they might push back on, right?
Yeah.
You've shown your value throughout the process.
Precisely. And then finally, it's like the ribbon cutting ceremony, you secure the deal. But here's the thing with the sales pipeline, it's not just like, okay, we're done. It's cyclical.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, so that's where that post-sale follow-up, that's where that comes in. You've got to nurture those client relationships. You want to make sure that they are completely over the moon with how the project, the building, however you want to think about it, turned out.
Yeah, you want those glowing testimonials.
Right.
You want those repeat clients,
Yeah,
right?
exactly. That's what it's all about. And the beauty of all of this is, it's not just about bringing in more projects. It does that, but it also kind of unlocks these other benefits that people often overlook.
Like what? Give me an example.
Mhm.
What else besides, obviously more deals, what else can a well-oiled pipeline do for you?
It's all about efficiency and team synergy. Imagine like all your sales activities are laser focused, your team, they're all working together in sync, like a well-coordinated construction crew. And that lead conversion rate, how we were talking about that?
Uh-huh.
That's climbing.
So it's about making sure that everything you do, every brick you lay, it's all actually contributing to the final project.
Yeah, exactly. No wasted materials, no miscommunication. It's about running a tight ship. But how do we know it's working, right? Like, how do we measure all of this success? Well, that's where understanding the key metrics, that's where that comes in.
All right, so let's talk about those key metrics then.
Yeah.
What should we be looking at to know if our construction sales pipeline is, running smoothly?
Well, we were just talking about it, that lead conversion rate. That's a big one.
Right.
You want to be able to see how many of those first inquiries, those first, like I was saying, those blueprints you're sending out, how many of those are turning into actual signed contracts? That's your conversion rate.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
So if that number's good, if it's high, that means we're attracting the right projects and we're moving them through the pipeline the way we should be.
Exactly. Yeah. It's like, like we were saying, that well-run job site, everything's just, it's flowing. And then another thing to think about is, you know, in construction, we're always trying to do things efficiently, right? Keep things moving.
Right, of course, time is money.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And the same goes for your sales cycle.
So you mean like how long it takes to actually get a deal, from that first meeting, that first handshake to the signed contract?
Exactly. Yeah. That's your sales cycle length.
Yeah.
And generally speaking, a shorter cycle, that's better. Right.
Makes sense. Close those deals faster.
Exactly. Keeps that momentum going. But, just like rushing a construction project, that can lead to,
Yeah, you don't want to cut corners.
Exactly. You don't want to sacrifice quality for speed. It's about finding that right balance. A well-paced project, something you're proud of at the end of the day.
Right, absolutely. Okay, so we got conversion rate, we've got sales cycle length. What else?
Well, how about having a clear picture of your projected revenue? Think about, like a quantity surveyor who's really carefully going through all the costs, all the projections for a big development project. That's kind of what pipeline value is like.
Okay, so we can actually look ahead and see, based on what's in our pipeline, what we're likely to be bringing in.
Yeah.
No financial surprises.
Exactly. You got it. It's all about having that data so you can plan strategically. And just like you wouldn't try to manage a huge construction project with just like a hammer and nails, there are tools that can make this whole pipeline management thing way, way easier.
Yeah, okay, good. Because I was going to say, this is all great in theory, but are we really still talking about spreadsheets here?
No. Those days are over. Think more like CRM systems, right? But, designed specifically for the construction industry.
Oh, okay. I like the sound of that already.
Yeah, so it's like all your client info, your interactions, everything all in one place. Even helps you spot trends in your sales, how things are working.
It's like having an assistant, a digital assistant, that just keeps everything organized for you. I like it.
Yeah.
What else?
Well, communication is key too, right? So we've got messaging platforms, keep everything streamlined, no more details getting lost in the shuffle.
Yeah, because that can be a nightmare.
It really can, yeah. And then think about all those little tasks, those things that just eat up your time, right? We can automate a lot of that now.
Okay, yeah. Like what? Tell me more.
Things like, follow-up emails, scheduling those meetings, even qualifying leads based on, certain things you set up ahead of time.
Okay, so it's like having a whole crew, a really efficient crew, handling those tasks so you can focus on the bigger picture.
Exactly. And then just like, when you see a really amazing building, right? It's like, wow, you want to show off your successes.
Of course.
Review management systems can help you with that. Gather all those great testimonials that are like gold.
Yeah, it's social proof, right? Like, look at this amazing work we've done.
Exactly. It builds trust. It builds your reputation.
So we've covered a lot of ground today. We've talked about how to build a strong construction sales pipeline, how to make sure it's running smoothly. It's been really, really insightful. But I think the biggest takeaway for me is just that shift in mindset, Like we don't have to chase down every single opportunity that comes our way.
It's about being more strategic.
Yes. It's about having a system in place, a pipeline that's bringing us the best projects.
And never being afraid to, tweak that system, adjust it as you go. Things change, the market changes, you've got to be able to adapt.
That's such an important point. This is an ongoing process.
Absolutely.
Well, this has been fantastic. Thank you so much for taking the time to break all of this down with us. And for everyone listening, thanks for joining us for another deep dive. Until next time, keep building those amazing projects.
And those pipelines.
Yes, and those pipelines. We'll see you next time.